New Year, everyone. I'm Samya from Travel Books and Food, a travel blog from India. So, how many of you love Pinterest like I do? I'm a huge fan and I've been consistently working on increasing my page views from Pinterest. I'm definitely not an expert, but many of my blogging friends back here in India wanted to know what I was doing different with Pinterest. I thought I would put up a quick video about some hacks I've learned over the past few months. Should you care about Pinterest? You definitely should. At the beginning of last year, Pinterest had around 150 million active users. Even if you get a fraction of those people to get to your blog, just imagine the amount of traffic you will be getting. If you're selling a product, then all the better. Approximately 70% of pinners use Pinterest to decide what to buy. Okay, that is enough of talking. Let us now get down to the basics. So I'm going to go to my Pinterest profile. This is my Pinterest profile. I have a travel blog, like I mentioned before. So I'm going to go to the settings first. So just make sure that once you're here, make sure that your account is a business account. If you're using Pinterest for your brand, make sure that your name, your details, your description, your profile, all these details are already filled up. Make sure that your website is connected to Pinterest. So if you Google how to claim website, you can find out how you can connect your Pinterest account to your website. So these are the basic things. So now that once we have decided all the basic things, let us go to the next step. Let us go ahead and create a pin. I use Canva because it is quite easy to create pins using Canva, but I'm planning to switch to Photoshop since it will give me a better design options. So as you can see, this is the page, Canva page. So initially you can go and click on create a new design, and there's an option for different social media. There's one for Pinterest as well. But since I already have my templates created, I'm going to use one of them. As you can see, I have two of them. I have got one for my normal size pins and another for my long pins. Let's go ahead and create a normal pin. So let us scroll all the way to the end. Let's click on add a page, go to elements, go to grids, choose grid you want. So I'm going to choose a single grid, drag it and drop it here. I'm going to resize it according to what I want to use here. Then next you can go to uploads and you can upload the image you want. Since I have my image already uploaded, I'm going to use that. Okay, so now I'm going to drag and drop my image as I want. So I'm going to use this part of the image. I'm not going to use the entire image. So that's it. Now I'm going to go back. This is my Pinterest template, but you might have a different Pinterest template if you're not using the same. So now I'm going to go back to elements, back to shapes. I'm going to use this. I'm going to just resize it according to how I want it. So that's what I'm going to do here, if you can see. Then I'm going to change the color to gray. I'm going to copy that. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to tell you a few things that you should keep in mind. You should never have the text on the image. It should always be on a text overlay because that looks better. Then you should make sure that your website details are added. So I'm going to go add my text. So this is one of my favorite fonts, but you can choose which font you want, which size you want, and accordingly fit it here. Then you can go ahead enter your heading here. So I am going to use maybe, yeah, again, I'm going to use an archival black. I'm going to drag it, create my heading, copy, copy. So you can see that I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. You can choose the color you want, you can choose whatever. So I'm going to give my heading here. So let's say Malaysia. Visa for Indians. So if you see here, I'm going to give my main keyword a different color. So in this case, maybe I'm going to give this color to this one. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to give this color. And now that, okay, I can give a different font. You should always make sure that your keyword is in another color or font. So that's what I've done. Maybe I'll use this font for the time being. And then I'll do the necessary adjustments, and that means my pin is ready. As you can see, this is one of another pins I've created. I have an option to download. I'll go and choose the page number I want to download, use JPEG or PNG, and then click on download. Now that is there. Once you've already created a template, you can reuse the same thing in the future. Now let's go back to Pinterest. How do you upload a pin? So I'm going to go to my profile. I have an option of creating a pin. I can click on the device. I can upload the image directly from here. But there's a better option, and that is if you go back to your website, you must have already added your pins to the end of your post. So I have one that is here. So I'm going to directly pin it to one of my group boards or my personal board. So if you can see here, you can see that my keywords are listed here. So ensure that when you're uploading your images on your website, your alt attributes are filled with your keywords, because that is what gets pulled up here when you're pinning it directly to the boards. So right now I'm not going to pin because I've already pinned this. So but then we go back to Pinterest. And yeah, so next one, yeah, you just a few things. You can add a few hashtags, and then now let's go back to the boards. So in Pinterest, you have both your personal boards and your group boards. Always ensure that your best of board is the first board, followed by your other boards, and your group boards come at the end, because when someone comes to your profile, they see a very well curated profile, they like it better. So in my case, I have my best of travel blogs. Then I have one each for each of my niches, like vegetarian food, and rest for my continent specific boards. So once that is done, so create your this. So if you can see that I've got a board cover for each of them, and that can also be done in Canva. Now, make sure that, like I said, it has to be in order. So your board should be on top. So you have an option of dragging and dropping it aligning it according to you, how you want it. So this is called a showcase. Just Google how to set up your showcase. So I have my 5 best boards that run as a showcase when someone comes and sees my profile for the first time. Now we've got the personal boards. So now let's say we have to get added ourselves to group boards, because that's how you increase the visibility of your pins, because you pin directly to the group boards, and that's when people see you more. So how do you find which group boards to be added and how to get added? So I use pin groupie. So if you see in this pin groupie, I've already set the filter. I've set it to travel, and I've said okay, number of pins descending, and I've already pinned. So they will list the different boards accordingly. So now let's see if you want to get added to the Pinterest board called Mapping Monday. So I'm going to Mapping Monday. So here you can see how to get yourself added access via Facebook, and she doesn't respond to Pinterest messages and email. So that's a good way of finding out which group boards you can get added. So make sure that you get added to all your relevant group boards. Now let's see. Yeah, so we've got all this basics set. Now once you've done that, now you'll have to make sure that your pins are circulated by others. So there are plenty of Pinterest Facebook groups where you have to pin other stuff while they do yours. Some of my favorite Pinterest groups are Mapping Monday, Ultimate Pinterest for travel bloggers. I do a mix of both manual and automatic. So I use Tailwind for my automatic, and I pay around $10 to $15 per month. So I pin 20% of my content versus 80% of others' content. If you have a well curated profile, you can definitely see the benefits in a short while. So what are you waiting for? Do the above steps and you can slowly see your traffic increase. You won't see much traffic in the first 3 4 months, but if you continue with the strategy, you'll see a slow rise post that. Happy pinning, and let me know if you have any doubts in the comments below. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have my own group board. If you want to join, we're still looking for collaborators. I have around 200 collaborators right now, and if you want to get added, please do let me know. So happy pinning, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. And this is Samya signing off.